For me, I pay 450 down to where I live to come here and 450 to go back. Every day they will take listing for oil carry. But I was surprised yesterday, the minister called and you want to have a meeting with us. So we got there, Paulina came, and Paulina said there is no budget for us. She not going to pay us, and she put it all down. Maybe when she get money the 15th of next month, she will pay us. But everybody that work on the job, we are government, she will put everybody down, and that's what she did. So we got angry, we went to the mansion and put 730 persons. But then she said, Joe, we have put a follow down, but you were working. So anybody that work on a job, we are within that job, we have put that, she will put that down. But not so therefore she came and said, she's now working with us again, and she didn't pay us. So I saw that we work in this government for the past 6 years. And then for the 3 months that Joseph Walker got there, we've been working early in the morning, we can't early in the morning, can't work. We have been working for the past 6 months. So they should get our pay so that we can go and sit down. Like she left, so we should go and sit down. Even for me, I tell him Joseph Walker. I said Joseph Walker. And I always talking to the senator, representative.
And I just wanted to you to champion my campaign to correct that. You're still back. You're still acting in court.
For your in the house. You're sitting there. She will get them wrong. She will get them wrong. She runs into the house. She paid everyone to take off when they went. But when sit down. But you just come and tell all people that we're on to work government. Are we not Liberian? Are we not Liberian? And you take it bread for our table, take it food for our mouth because of Joria. Please, our senator, you get follower. Our senator in the house, you can talk for us. You only that you say you are going to talk for the women. That's what we never doing to us. She's taking prayer from our mom. We will be marching. We all will be going to the mansion in black. We will go to the mansion and we'll point fire. And they will kill all the way they came for the kingdom and they kill us. Because they want to keep on the kill. They said they keep the rescue. But they never give the rescue or they keep the kill us. We will march to the mansion. Everybody going to wear black. Everybody that work with minister of state that they put down, I really never say them will wear black. We'll go to the mansion, we'll put fire, we'll run and we'll go to the mansion. The liar they get there, the information director, the information minister is a liar. The people came to steal. He gave us that way he saw us. His school and he said, your words are going to Paulina coming back. He never came back. He just left on the bullet in the jail. We call the police are shopping us all over the place. So if they will kill us, they must be ready to kill us in Liberia.
When they keep the rescue of our they keep the care us slowly. There's some of our we are 10 children, more or small, to even help us to sustain our children. I want the sound of saying that Susu help us to pay our rent and to pay our children's school. But the problem, people come here and they tell us that we should leave the sound. And one for the people, 7 elements of the people. Then what else? They put one on one from China. They don't put the effort to plan the people. Yeah, the asset of the body in the car. The necklace, and I need a credit on the table. Get all the ferret necklace. They occupy the table. The woman is now. But with the innocent people, when we know how to talk and celebrate, our children all are happy, college, and the best residents. Just a baggy to kill, they go to rescue. What I say we should vote for our children future. They don't want our children future. They give us damage our children future. If they love the citizens, and they don't want riot, police or soil. Not by against us, because I won't get ever missing the life. None of our brothers, they don't support each other. With their mother, with their husband, with their everything. There's some of us not educated at the best life I know. So when they take my around, take my them with food. So I want to put out of our weapon. We're going to medicine there. Was when you cut in your tail up and we'll plan your heart. We will pray for you. Baba, send them the rest of it. Because we know that the Lord say them. Yeah, don't say I can rescue them. One care or slaughter. I can't do that. Some they keep our police, they keep our police, they keep our awareness. For now on the cell, they will see her and on the street. That's why you don't get about the job and say, and on the street, that you have a zero office and you have our son. I want them to make anything. Yeah, and then the rest of them I am on the street, and I'm market to say, like, I need a general market. Say, like, love of for the power, the great America. They said on the street, I remember they said on the street, and then like love, but they improve. I don't know
controlling and free media. They use everything to promote their propaganda. So they take advantage of that and they spread their own direct propaganda to all power us, to all smart us, to dare us around the world. So the investor cannot come here because you want to come. They'll be afraid. That's the intention. Not to allow the investor to come. So they do all kinds of things to destroy this government image. That's what I know. Because this government cannot involve itself in killing people and killing people. President George Bush, when he became president, he opened a church.
In more recent time, and just over the weekend, Ambassador Giza, you will made a statement that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boys. He's a boy taking over a man's task in the presidency. What do you make of that?
That statement doesn't go well. Mr. Weir is a boy. I think he's a good boy. Because Joseph Weber, former vice president, almost died. It is that boy, because George Weir, who created picking up Java plane to fly in the ball for open heart surgery and laying to live with it with pacemaker battery. He's a battery total right now. So the battery is controlled by the women who give me a medical center where you are controlled. So maybe he's not well to speak the way he's speaking. He's not well. He's using battery. It's not normal. A man who is using battery in the middle of the natural compared to food. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man can even be put in this country. He said, so when the Australian making the speed away, they wanted the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man can even be put in this country. He said, so when the Australian making the speed away, they wanted the president boy. So Joseph Boyka, the former vice president, he's using battery. He's a battery total. Such a man can even be put in this country. He said, so when the Australian making the speed away, they wanted the president boy. How many million people voted that boy? So many million. Look at this boy and you later him. Maybe you call Joseph Kwame and George Weah boy because of the age. Because Joseph Kwame is over 70 and this boy is about 50 something. So when you say boy, what I say? But boy in the sense of immaturity, no. George Weah is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Kwame from the boy when he collapsed to fly here, bro, from medical checkup, from medical heart surgery. That's why they need to live with it. I think Joseph Kwame in conclusion should be very grateful to that boy who flew in on the country for open heart surgery and making to live with it. But the way Joseph Kwame speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful people. The fact is, you will email you, but he did not. He said this old man. But what the old man is revealing is ungratefulness. God is president boy. You want to hold a president boy, then you old man, you show this battery around here. You don't look at a battery man and they let you. Because any minute you collapse. But you always say you want to be president, and you know your record, you all the time for all the borderline.
The reason why I'm saying this is to save the state a mistake like this. What Senator Biden was senator when in the council 5 wonderful ideas who should have money the body should mutiny. Don't say anything. They carry through against the senator whose name is enshrined in the CRC report, whose testimony you can find everywhere. For our elected All of his effort was giving intergenerational money and squash costs. Love it for him to do 1,000 billion and access. But today, he said he wants to save the country. Senator Balu was senator. When Bridgeway from London came to do prospect in Liberia, Senator Balu then got vehicle and money. Balu na buying the senator. He started saving Liberia then. You know, sometimes some people sit on a particular platform, and this is the reason why the argument is going to get beat this few times. Because look, listen.
I don't think I can do this. It's against my faith. I can.
Agostina.
I don't want to do it.
Agostina.
Yeah.
You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. You can't put me in any situation that I can handle. Don't do it to me. If you talk to somebody and they say, oh, because I'm more, you don't do it, don't put me in any situation I can handle. Okay, you got to do it. What do you do for me? Make that what you do tomorrow morning and see what that's all. You got to do anything. Yeah.
But why not?
But yeah, don't put me in any situation I can handle. Well, yeah.
So it's person.
All right. I'll come in for you after the food and see what, yeah?
So go on,
I'm not doing anything to them and see what.
Somebody come and stand in front of me and say, represent Green. It's a dishonest to you. And you just
It's going to be interesting. Next week we'll begin a series on these plus other issues very concerning and grief, as many have raised within the budget. This morning, coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have a team from the Congress for Democratic Change, or CDC. After the 3 days event commemorating militants and foot soldiers, I'm told the program has extended. There are other components of the program that have extended. Why was the extension? And if there are other new developments, we would like to know. Abu Bakar Bar and Gaizon Abad Davis are two fine gentlemen from the Congress for Democratic Change. I'm going to share a platform this morning as we weigh in on issues of politics, economics, governance, political parties, and others. And in the meantime, between time, we look at the turmoil taking place in the Ministry of Labor. We have screenshots from the chat room, senior management chat room of the Ministry of Labor, revealing some issues. These plus other issues making the news in our country this morning will be highlighted on the conversation. And do not forget the Freedom Cash giveaway is also on. $2,500 is the cash prize this morning to walk away with. $2,500. The more you play, the more your chances to win. The process is already on. It has commenced. It has started. People are winning already. Be a part of those to win the $2,500 cash prize today. To prepare yourself for the $20,000 jackpot tomorrow. Simple as that. Collect $2,500 today. Get ready for $20,000 tomorrow. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, as always, Austin Kawa is here. And together, we're going to drive you straight up to 10 o'clock. And let me bring in Austin Kawa this morning as we begin the conversation. Good morning and welcome. How are you this morning? Maybe so to our folks watching it live, just in case if there's a problem with our sound, you please alert us so that we start to work on them. Because this morning we are entering the Ministry of Labor. Yesterday we were at the Ministry of Information, even though there's still small parenting and there we do for our mayor Jeremy Pia. Yeah, we will go to the council at the Ministry of Labor and see what is going on there, and intertwine the conversation with the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, particularly in workers' office. Because all of what we're seeing happening in our country, you cannot divert them from the ineptitude and incapacity of the sleepy old Joseph Newman Barker. And so, yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Bro, good morning. Is it better?
Yes. Oh God. Okay, so I think it's okay. Yeah, it's better. Let me say very, very pleasant good morning to you, Abu. Good morning to all of our friends, our followers, those of you in the diaspora. Even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them, it's good to be here on a Thursday, the last edition for this week, as we take our weekend break. Resume next week. But it's good to be here this morning on another edition of a very interesting conversation that will focus on the different sectors that you mentioned. We'd like to say Happy Independence Day to all of our brothers and our sisters and our friends from the US who are observing the independence. Yes, today is the fourth in Liberia, so it's already in Liberia. It is for maybe about 5, 6 hours from now, and then those who are there will start observing the independence. That one is supposed to be here for those. And so yes, it's good to be here this morning. On today as well, the Supreme Court. Oh wait, yeah, it's the last. Okay, so on today, the Supreme Court of Liberia will rule as in the gracious transport case, and so some of us will be around to listen to the opinions of which is a very interesting matter, on the the gracious, yeah. Uh, they filed they took an appeal to the Supreme Court, the full bench, after they filed a prohibition before the justice in chamber, Yusuf Kaba, and they were not pleased, so they took an appeal to the full bench of the Supreme Court against
who took the appeal? Because or
the answer people. So the Supreme Court will hear that today, and we know what the legality about. But this is what the investigator is reporting. The Liberian investigator is reporting. Um, the Supreme Court of Liberia will on Thursday entertain arguments, so they will entertain today's the day to argue or debate the matter. They will entertain arguments over the validity of President Joseph Boakar's Executive Order 126, which established the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Office. This is what the Liberian investigator is reporting. The company's vehicles, predominantly taxi, were seized by the asset recovery taxes, blah 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 blah. The gracious right appealed. The Justice in Chimba Yusuf D. Kaba questioning the validity of the presidentially appointed committee tax with tracking down illicit asset, a duty of the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission. The LCC was re-established, blah 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 blah, and then so this is it with asset front page. I think front page Africa is also carrying something about that in the today's edition as well. So we'll follow the arguments and wait for the Supreme Court to rule in the matter. So far so good. That's all we are.
Yeah, definitely. I think we follow that case and see how it plays out. It's very important, and also this news that we're getting about nationwide protests by health workers. I don't know whether you saw that. A lot of journalists have been reporting that health workers across the country are contemplating a nationwide protest if steps is not taken or the government will increase their salaries. I don't know how that is going to happen when the budget has already passed, right? So I don't know how they're going to achieve that. That is the reason why it is very important for all of us to get involved with the budget preparation, the planning process, when the debates are on, and when it is in the draft state, and to be able to influence some of the lines and all of that. But again, the way they stand out on the back when the legislature and finish working on the budget, they send it to the president, they change it. So it makes it difficult. So even if you exert all of the effort while it's in the legislature, you're not so sure that whatever you will achieve will remain when the budget finally comes out. And so this is where we are. And that's why it has become very, 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 very terrible, very terrible and scary that these things will be happening in the country. So yes, health workers in Liberia warn of a nationwide protest if there is no increment in salaries by the government of Liberia. I think they are troubled by the outcome of the final and published budget that sees increment in the respective budgets of higher ups in the government, particularly the office of the president and the office of the vice president, the pro tempore, right? Very significant increments in their salaries with no additional liability. Particularly the Ministry of State, you just lay off over 700 people. So the money that is supposed to save from there, we don't expect you to be adding your budget up again. You should be reducing your budget because you have already taken about 700 plus, 700 to 800 human beings from your payroll or your expenditure line. So why are you increasing? So they have workers saying that we protested against President Weah. We have medication in the hospitals. When people came, we lied to them. We had the insulins and all of those just so the people would get angry, like in Bon County, right? The lady that went to the Ministry of Health, that's what she was doing. In fact, she was the lead campaigner telling government hospitals and nurses there to hide the medication so that when people go for medication, they would drop them. And when they drove the people out, and the people will go in the community to get angry. They don't want to hear about President Weah re-election or the CDC. And these were things that people did to have this government where it is. To see that this government has come and increasing the president's budget and the president's benefit and doing nothing about them and keeping it just as what President Weah left it, I think a lot of them are frustrated and they are opting for a nationwide protest. But for me, if you ask me, I think you're wasting time. It's not really taking to be saying, hey, well, you just have to be protesting. As we speak right now, you just have to be protesting. Because it has already happened. The budget finished, President Weah finished, President Baga finished doing it. So yeah, they are protesting. Yeah, that's how they can do progress.
Probably they have hope. We told there should be, I think, a program today held. But this thing with these health workers, most of them are professional people, but they didn't listen to the other professionals from the other side. I think they allow their sentiments and their emotions to drive them into a disaster, which has become a professional disaster for them. And it's key. This is an example. This should serve as a warning to all of us now. We do not have option. The only option may be available will be civil disobedience. But to say let's go back to the ballot box to change. Except we go to the legislature now for impeachment, which seems very highly impossible when you have the house that is supposed to preside over impeachment is dominantly controlled by the executive, already in the pocket of the executive.
But it can be a process.
So you can't get anything. It's just go.
And save the integrity of the Senate, make it responsible.
To remove the lady, you need the senators to vote for her.
Yeah.
But the senators, they all in the pockets of the executive marshal. So how are they going to
think about it? They wouldn't men are making small noise defeat Senator Amara Conan, but the past 1 week now, we don't know what has happened.
I think Amara has been trapped. He's been entrapped into the net. So he's trying to recalibrate and come back with a more realistic argument, but one man amongst 30 persons, you're just going to be like the Ghana ball, the football amongst, they won't kick you around and trap you more. So probably let me sit by and watch. But the health workers did not do themselves justice, Abu. The budget went before the legislature. They had all of the time to have engaged their representatives, to have engaged the legislature, to have engaged the executive. The budget form was formulated and everything submitted to. In fact, the budget was sent back to the executive to reform or restructure the budget that will suit the arrest agenda, that will project the arrest agenda. It was at that point that if Joe was sincere, if he was a sincere old man to the health workers, the teachers, and all of that, he was going to increase the salary. Or firstly, abolish in the first 100 days, formulate a team that will review, intersectoral team that will review the harmonization policy and advise you in 2 weeks. The budget is still with you. So in the 2 weeks review of the harmonization policy by an intersectoral committee or the sectoral agency like the CSA, the Ministry of Finance, and other places, then based on that advice, you already know what you want. You advise that you abolish it because you already have the budget. You have reviewed the budget, the different lines. You have already reviewed. Because LRA will obviously be on that team. LRA, Finance Ministry, CSA people, so they can sit down and review somebody said we teach the people. So they were sat down and review in 2 weeks the harmonization policy, the harmonization policy, and then advise the president the way forward. Let's abolish it or let's play with it until next year, and then we can roll it. We can roll back into the pre-harmonization era. Nothing technically of such was done by the so-called educated people. They just ran into the same pro agenda policy, and then the health workers did not do anything themselves. They start by and watch. Now the budget has gone 6 months, we've gone half of the budget year. 2/4 of the budget year have passed, and then you're threatening to protest. I think this seems unrealistic to me. But again, it is your 100% constitutional right to protest, and we are not going to sit back. We are going to join you in supporting whatever action you want to take. If you want radio appearances, we're going to give you the radio appearances. So those in public service or those in the public as well can hear you out and hear your cry and all of that. Probably they want to start an edit pressure. And imagine 52 million requests going to the legislature for approval when health workers are still struggling for jobs in a hospital. And then they say there's no money to buy there's no $2.7 million to buy vehicles for the members in the house. But they want $52 million to violate the PPCC law and buy yellow machines that will add 138%. That's 138% increment in public works budget just to maintain those machines, or in the local government budget just to maintain those machines. So if you're paying $52 million to maintain those machines, to buy those machines, and the government is spending more than $57 million to maintain those machines, to keep them running and keep them operating. No serious government will want to do that. Okay, nobody wants to do that.
Absolutely.
And the fuel you're going to spend, when you buying 2 gallons of fuel every day on the machine, you're going to spend more than that. Then we talk about servicing, maintenance, and all of that. You have to train about 25 heavy-duty drivers. You have to hire them. You have to pay them. So we say 25 meaning one driver to 285 machines, right? So we say 100 drivers. There are some 100 drivers or 140 drivers. There are 285 machines. So we say 140 drivers to the machine, meaning one driver to 2 machines. To be able to sell the same sound.
No, for what?
No, to actually do the same sound.
I said, I want to post it. You can be teaching them.
The worst case, we say one driver to 2 machines.
Yeah.
So that 140 drivers, 142 drivers, you have to pay all those heavy-duty drivers. It means you are absorbing them on the payroll. Okay, so if you times about 1 year that salary, you're not going to pay them $100 or $200.
But I report that's supposed to be reducing
the government payroll. So it's additional breading to the wage, and none of you seem to be considering these technical details. All you're concerned about the Facebook app. One day you go sit down and talking about the rule, the other man sit down and talking about we agree. That's all you're concerned about. But at the end of the day, you are increasing the wage, and you are adding additional bread, and those breadings go to Liberians, the end users, not you, because your salaries will not reduce. Joseph Burger budget will increase. The hospitals will not get jobs because there's no money. The teachers will not experience increment in their salaries because you do not have enough money to increase their salaries. The schools do not get instructional materials because you do not have money for that. The hospital will not get fuel in the generators to run 24/7 because you do not have money for that. And you are about to employ 124 drivers or 122 drivers to be using heavy duty machines, and you have to buy at least 10 gallons of fuel every day if you're using the machines every day for 1 month to maintain the road and all of that. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about? And it's good that that matter is before the legislature, and all of us will be around to follow how the legislature will engage the debate, because you may be looking at just 52 million instead of just 52 million just to buy it. But you buy it, you have to transport it. To transport, you have to pay for insurance. When you pay for insurance, you come to the point, you have to feed them. When you feed them, you have to maintain them. To maintain them means they should never run out of fuel. You have to buy spare parts. You have to pay for heavy duty mechanics to do the repair works routinely. And you're not going to one message because I know Austin Kawana, my message, he will go repair the machines. No. You have to award the contract to a company, a garage. License that will be, and they will charge you money to maintain those machines routinely. That's huge sum of money. So you add a maintenance fee, you add a procurement fee for spare parts, you add a fee, the money you're going to spend on fuel every day or weekly and all of that. You're talking about more than $100 million. You're talking about you spend $52 million to buy them. It doesn't make sense at all. No public financial person will tell you, say, no, let's move into this direction. They'll tell you, no, this is a wrong advice. You know, and then what do you apportion or allot to agriculture? They will look at the impact. The impact. How are those machines going to impact economic growth? Because we're not talking just bringing the machines. What are the roads that 284 machines going to be working on for 1, 2, 3 or in a period of 6 years? Folks, we have to be serious here. This thing is not about, we have to be serious. Somebody said not 10 gallons, but 50 to 60 gallons a day. We just try to be very simple and costly. I mean, less costly to, so we have an idea of the kind of expenses Joe Parker is running Liberia into.
Exactly. And that's why we are telling our lawmakers, and we want to encourage you, the people. I believe they will be going for their break, that offer. I think they'll be going for a break anytime. When they come around or when they pay you visits, let them know clearly that these machines, you do not support it. It will increase the suffering on you. It will take money from our country budget. It will not do nothing, absolutely nothing. We do not have the capacity, we don't have the finance. That whole thing was a BMC. I think it's only going to benefit few people in the executive mansion who are behind the deal. Now, what you don't understand, and somebody just on Facebook, oh, what's that yellow machine like? What's that yellow machine like? Somebody in the executive mansion is going to be walking away with millions. Why the country gets into deep debt, and generation after he or she, or after them, will have to face the reality of paying those debt. This is the one you call useless debt. You just take the country and put the country in useless debt. Absolutely useless. You saw how Mr. Bwakai filled the whole yellow machine water project in Lofa County. So what happened? That grass growing on those machines, Liberians, I don't know, you people could forget. We already get one yellow machine and different equipments. Example, when you go Lofa, you see the grass not covered. Then the same Baka man again that was associated with our field project has come back again. People using him, knocking him around. They say you're bringing 285 yellow machines. Are you kidding me? 19 yellow machines for the counties. Are you kidding me? What are they going to do? Where are they going to get the money from to operationalize those machines year in, year out? Where's the funding going to come from? Right? What's the capacity of the counties to even operate those machines? Let's use Nima County as a case study. In some of the counties, that use their county development funds in time past to purchase yellow machine or earth moving equipment to maintain the roads. Have you gone back to ask the caucus or the caucuses of this county as to the status of those yellow machines initiated? When it started, it was so beautiful. Nimba County could not maintain and sustain those yellow machines project in their county. Subsequently, what happened? They all broke down. They are packed in different places. I don't know. Probably some of them have been sold out or what have you. That is it. If Nimba, as industrial and of course progressive as Nimba is, as a county, they could not put the operational costs of the one they bought from their county development fund. Come to think about giving River Cells 19 yellow machines to operate. Or River G, 19 yellow machines. So they're going to take these machines and go dump them in the butchers and they be there. Oh yeah, basically. So that's Waka's idea. Think about it. What kind of president is? What kind of man? People thinking for you that now you have to use your own common sense. 19 yellow machines, you take it, you go dump it, and Mama can't believe it, Mama can't believe it. They say Mama can't change your hair for all the sins that they're in solving that whole problem. Mama can't change your whole hair, all our hair she changed that. The only sense she could find, that sense is for her to take 19 yellow machines, send it to Sando, send it to River Cells, send it to River G. That thing makes sense to you, that thing makes sense. But inside Mama can't hear that the only thing that could come from there are sense to contribute to governance.
It was good that you mentioned the counties just now because they said they're carrying 15 to 15 machines to each county.
No, they said 19 to
19
each county.
machines to each county. So let's do one more mega say I don't know math, so I don't take my calculator. So let's sit down and say, for example, let's calculate just 10 gallons. Even though it's not possible that the machines will use 10 gallons a day. So let's assume 19 machines you're sending to one county. And we say you will not use all the 19 machines every day at the same time. Eh? So all the 19 will say we're only using 10. So today we decided to use 10 for the next 2 weeks or 1 month to open up all our road and alley. So we say it will cost a few at $800. Will cost a few at $800 per machine. So say $800 times 10 gallons of fuel. Let's say $800 times 10 gallons of fuel. Meaning that 10 gallons each machine will use every day. So 800 times 10 gallons of fuel are $8,000. So the $8,000 one machine will per day. So we times it by 20 days. We say times 20 days. That's $160,000 per machine. So the $160,000 per machine per day, we times the 160 times 10 machines, so that 10 we using every day times 10. At $1.6 billion we're talking about. For 1 month that River Cells will be spending just on the weekend.
Okay. So let's look in the budget. How much did they give
River Cells
for country development?
$100,000.
$100,000. And you're giving a liability of
$1.6 million
per
right?
month.
That only for the machines, though. We go to the drivers here, but you gotta pay the driver more. So you got 1.6 million just for River Cells. So we say we hiring 10 drivers to use the machine. So we pay them $100. We pay them $100, which is not possible to pay them $100. So we say we pay the driver $100 per machine. So that 100 times 10 persons.
River Cells come and sell or country. Yeah, you see River Cells as a case study.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we say
But they kind of they coming for you now. You just sell the country.
So all in that the 10 person $100 per month, 100 times 10, that $1,000. We see that, so that $1,000 on a month. Even though it's not possible that at $1,000 you will pay the driver. People can pay 500, 600, and that's how they charge per month. Okay, so we take it at $100, $1,000. Then we divide it $1.6 million into US. We divide by the rate that we take it at 195. Right? That's $8,000, $8,205. $8,205 plus $1,000 for transportation, for drivers. That's $9,205 reverses will be spending every month for that 1 month. And they will not do the road in 1 month. They can't open the roads in 1 month if they decide to do it. So maybe they'll go 1, 2, 3 months or in one of you. So we're talking about something around $25,000 in 3 months they have to spend. So if they want to do routine maintenance of the road, it means at least after every 3 months the machines must be on the road. So you have to do an annual budget for that. So we're talking about something around $85,000 to $100,000. If you're absorbing all the money you've allocated to the county for development. So it means only on road. So if you're a road now, then all the other issues about electricity, infrastructure, maybe the other place one school, one high school, the other place one maybe medical thing, the county going to county me got to contribute because I county money.
Yeah, we also say you
your machine, your carrier.
No, say you get the machine. Say Baga idea is that what we need a machine. Okay, you get the machine, but you forget about health, you forget about our hospital, you forget about our school building. We want to, because the cost. We also have to put the cost.
And if the sales cannot put the cost, the machines will sit down and spoil.
Then we come back to where we are now.
Why exactly.
Did you put our money here? And that's what we're telling the lawmakers. Do not approve. If Baka is serious, let Baka go find his own self money and pay for a yellow machine and bring it. Simple. We're not putting our money inside big Baka. The idea is absurd. The idea is stupid. It's very, very stupid. And we do not need it. You have to understand your context. You don't see people doing something, you just join, you go do it, you go put your hand inside. No. If people get an outdated machine and they're looking for buyer, then your minister will go enter crooked deal for some people to get millions, then you can, we'll dump it on Nigeria, then you can get 52 million. When the Television Hospital in Lofa that you come from is reporting that they do not have insulin. Your kinsmen are dying because when they go there, they cannot get insulin to be treated. And then you come here, you tell us you find 52 million also to support your very, very stupid idea of bringing yellow machines that we do not have the capacity financially to sustain and maintain. I mean, where are you coming from?
So on the other hand, we say the people say $1 million can do 1 kilometer. I don't know, 1 kilometer, 1 mile, something like that. What you can say. So we're talking 52 kilometers of road here. 52 kilometers of road, if we're correct, we're not engineers. So anybody who makes, if we're not correct, please let us know. Okay? No, Victor, I'm not disputing your point. No, I'm aware. I've used my yellow machines before. I've hired yellow machines to do work before, so I know how much gallons a yellow machine uses on a daily basis. So Victor, don't get me wrong. We are just being very reasonable with them. Okay, that's the least we want to settle down for. So I'm aware. I know how expensive it is to use 1 yellow machine a day. 1 yellow machine a day is very expensive. Now, the second point is 99% of our road works are contracted to companies. Those companies are expected or they are supposed to have their own equipment, their own machines. So what will 285 yellow machines be doing? We are contracting or awarding all of our road contracts to companies.
Are we going to terminate the contract?
So what will we be doing?
Or is the Liberian government going to operate a yellow machine rental service to be renting the
to the companies? If so, then it's useless of awarding contracts to them. When they do not have the technical capacity to do construction work, and we have to rent the yellow machine to them, then we contract. So again, I will do road here. Okay, you can do my road from year to year. I will say, but I don't get machine, but we'll get machine. You can rent the machine for us. Why do we want to do that?
The scheme is designed to steal from the library.
It's just not making sense. Any way you change this around, it's not making sense at all. Because we're awarding all of our road contracts to private companies. It is expected that the private companies are supposed to have the technical capacities to do the job. They are supposed to be well equipped to do the work. And assuming that all of the companies, the construction companies operating in our country, are well capacitated and equipped to do the work, our road works, then what will those yellow machines be doing? Just to be doing the Molly Road, Potopoto Road, doing dry season, they will sit down for 6 months. Then in the next 6 months, they go and start up maintaining feeder road. That's all. You want 285 machines to do? You don't need that if that's the case. Because you don't do Potopoto Road or feeder road during the rainy season. So during the dry season, the machine sit down during the rainy season, they're waiting for dry season to go in different communities. If that's the case, they would not need 285 pieces. Even River said there's no country in the country that needs 280, I need 19 yellow machines to run, to operate. You don't need not any Maserati. No, that's a waste. A complete waste. It's not making sense. Added breading. You know why? At the end of the day, you will start seeing increasing maybe surcharge again on beverages. Mm-hmm. Because they have to fund that. They have to fund that. Or they will start increasing tariff in the port. Then the business will start complaining.
On everything you use, the clothes you can wear, is that extra taxes will be placed on all these things because you start from the port. So you must be very careful. So the clothes you use to buy for 10 hours, don't be surprised when you go to tell you 12 or 13 hours. Yeah. The government will start putting taxes. So then we will go now, we'll borrow from Kenya. I've seen tax levy that brought about the uprising or the protest in Kenya. Exactly. So and we'll do the same thing. But mind you know, you don't want to be scared in this country. If you really look at it, technically in recent period, for the last 1 or 2, 3, 4 years period, Mr. William Ruto is one of the most celebrated presidents in the country of Africa. He has achieved mammoth, attracted mammoth to this country. And everywhere he goes, he has attracted a lot. But yet still, that did not stop the people from standing up to anything that was draconian, that was against their well-being. They stood up to Ruto. But you get one president here, you can stand for one and you. You're sitting and you're not talking. They may get of FPRC people and finance people, they can collapse, they go to a loan when they do not have the legal parking to do so, they go, your pardon them. Probably where minister can waste $22 million on dusty road, muddy road, he get pardon. The citizen and sit on the foot. You can try that thing in Kenya, you can try it, you fool. That the people, you see, democracy gives power to the people. But your power in your country, you can overlook yourself. All of you are acting scared, all of you. You see, so once the people do not stand up for themselves, the government take them for food. If this government was standing up, and that's why sometimes I can have problem with the CBC. You see, the people won the election, right? Below what is classified as the margin of error. The margin of error that is somewhere around 3% or something. You don't even win by 3%, right? Below the margin of error, 17,000 plus. So the reality in the country is to compel the Waka government to form a unity government, a government of national unity. Because you're not enjoying the majority of the country. You do not control the majority of the country. This is a 50-50 situation. And then you're sitting there, you're acting scared, they're acting like they won the election here with hellable margin, they are in control, and you're the one acting weak. In Syria country, Waka will be compelled, you sit down on the table, you call Kumis there, you call you call people, you put people in government for stability. Because he did not want the popular will of the people. The election was 50-50, a narrow margin, resulting victory. Resulting that is thin to an extent that any moment it will cut. And you're sitting down, you're letting men consolidate, acting like in charge, people like can be talking nonsense, more leaders be acting. More leaders don't get job. That thing is sit down, compel the system. Because 50% in the country say they not left worker. 50 plus, even over 50, because if you take all the opposition numbers, you put it together, all of them say they won't back. Just for the 8.5 people say they won't back. Back struggling legitimacy. The government has also be putting on arm up. No, the government has also be begging for mercy. Say, oh, the thing here will suffer here. So that's what you have to do. You have a very system. And more besides, assuming that you just want 1 year to go natural. I agree. But look at what happened around the country. All these things, the people use 6 years to document and impose sanctions on your key officials. About 8 sanctions that came. It did not come from the blue. When you sit there, you don't make noise. Set up the team to make real noise and ensure that Mr. Wakai paid for everything he's doing. You think in the executive mansion, people like Mama Card and Sylvester Grisby, and you think they're supposed to be designated right now for sanctions, some of the things they're doing, manipulations, and taking money for appointment, and all these allegations are coming from the executive mansion. And you're saying, Sylvester Grisby requesting $500,000 from NASCAR when he had no authority to do so. Right? But all the documents are out. You're still saying letting the people go. Grisby going free. Giddings acting a big ball after stealing the country money. Look at the bourgeois island right here. All of them they've been passing. These are grounds for sanction. These are grounds for sanction. Look at what Cooper is doing at the labor ministry with Chinese minors and other people and things. All the allegations of bribery and corruption and everything happening. You're not saying anything. You're not preparing the base or the basis for sanction for these people. Amos 12. The Global Magnitsky Act, you have to read it and see what people can look for. Build the case and set up the team to engage and see what happens. Let me tell you this, and then what's coming. If the government if the opposition sits down, including all of you, whether it's Kunis, Mr. Weir, it's all of the CDC, the ANC, the ALP, and all of that. If you all sit down, after everything the United Party did opposition to sanction other people that have become the yardstick, if you sit down and these people do all of the heinous thing and nobody gets sanctioned, 2029, they will use it as a key campaign tool. Because what? They will say, we did not get sanctioned, but you got sanctioned. So you're sitting on there, you know how you can come to power.
So to all of you in the legislature and especially the House, which I like to place emphasis on, is you have legitimate cases right before you. The fact that health workers are threatening to protest for increment in their pay, in their wage, it speaks a lot. The fact that your public works minister is on the record for admitting to wasting $20.4 million US outside of established laws, the PPCC laws and the PFM law. The fact that you have a record to show that LPRC management did not follow the due process that they are supposed to follow to a war contract and take loan from a bank. The fact that you have these things happening across the country and no actions are being taken. The fact that one woman will just wake up and wear someone and clothes and go party around and start interacting with one funny business people and bringing in 285 yellow machines here and realizing that the process that they followed was wrong and they go back to write a communication to the legislature. These are evidence to prove a point. To prove a point. Where is the investigation with the AFL guy who was shot dead in the barracks? Where is the investigation? The board chair of the NPA is on record for mismanaging state resources intended for inaugural program. No action has been taken. To the extent that he will use a communication, he will write a communication forging the president's signature. No action will be taken. These are all grave allegations. And they are strong evidence to prove. You saw recent arguments about budget authoring. The executive on record for authoring the budget, passed by the legislature, and they went and authored the budget and implemented portion of the budget that they authored until a couple of lawmakers had to raise the issue. The legislature passed 20 million, for example, for the president office. It goes to the president, it goes to take on the 20 million page from there and put 20.8 million page back in the budget, and they close it and seal it up. You author the budget passed by the legislature on the record, evidence, everything is just wasting available. And all of you are sitting, you say, oh, we will just sit and watch Freedom FM talk.
And you think here shouldn't rule.
Look at what happened at different places. Yesterday, somebody sent me a long piece, which is important that I even read. At all of the government entities, there are huge divisions at all of the government entities. Exactly. Ministers on one hand with few assistant ministers, and then deputy minister on one hand with few other deputy ministers. And they are fighting amongst themselves. Go to the Ministry of Commerce and hear what's happening at the Ministry of Commerce. I hate to mention Commerce for some other reason, but these things are happening there. You saw the case of the Ministry of Labor. They are fighting each other. Police. They know that they don't happen on George Weah. The president we ever had in the country, George Weah, this thing did not happen. Where police officers had to lead 2 different, I think 3 or 4 pickups with armed police officers to prevent a potential threat, a potential fight at the disaster at the Ministry of Labor on yesterday. Why are they fighting? For supremacy. Who's supposed to be in charge? Who's not supposed to be in charge? The minister bringing all his tribal people put in here. He want to bring all the people to put in here and all these kinds of things. So it seems to you this was not a mission to rescue you from poverty. It was a mission to enrich themselves, to fill their pockets and their wallets. It was not a mission to rescue you. It was just a mission to rescue their pockets, fill their pockets with your taxes you pay. Look at LBS. The person sent there and say LBI when a man say no car will leave. They are divided now because one man call for will go and say no vehicle should leave the fence after 9 o'clock. When he knows that reporters are supposed to stay to the place, packaging for the next day, and even there's a 9 o'clock news on the radio. People doing news 7 o'clock. After the 7 o'clock news, they have to go back to the newsroom to package for the next morning. There are programs also running. Other people's shift will end by 10 o'clock. Other people's shift will end by 11. They have to go home. He said, no cash leave the fence. The deputy said, no, this is not a reasonable policy for journalists. It's not applicable to radio station because radio station will run a 24-hour service to the country. So it means all of our mobiles will be 24 hours. Then he said, no, he agreed. Because to 9 o'clock, he will not be to the office. Yeah. So he does not want anything to happen at ELBC. And 1 minute after 9 o'clock, nothing should happen because he will not be there. He wants to micromanage. We can't be this stupid and unrealistic with governance. I said LBS. Go to with what we're hearing at LPRC is not good. Just as somebody tested on and say there is a divide at the National Port Authority with the deputy for administration and operation operating on the other side. These are not good signals. These are not good sounds. The board manager, the head of the NPA board, Dr. Tabe wants to sit down and dictate to Sekou Toure what to do.
Are you following Noka?
You can do that. Noka on the issue. We told Rosalind Swako, Dennis on the other side, and the other men on the other side.
And the board say they want I don't know how many 1,500 plus or 20,000 for the city.
You can do that. We can run the country like this. And some of you think it's just about Joe Barker. Liberia is not about Joe Barker. Joe Barker can fall out tomorrow, he die. There will be, God forbid, there will be Liberia. Jeremiah will come and take over and resume the presidency, and this country will continue running. So this is not about, just start making this country about Joe Barker. This country is about our lives. It's about our survival. It's about our well-being. It's not about Joe Barker. Who cares about Joe Barker? Nobody cares about Joe Barker. The only reason why we can mention his name here is because he is the president of our country. He's presiding over the state, even though recklessly presiding over the state. That's not mentioned in here. The whole system is divided, is scattered, is disorganized, and uncoordinated. Presidential, when you see presidential press secretary, there will be a ministry of information. And a presidential press secretary will get in your car, leave the executive mansion with a house restriction, and goes to NPA to go and meet with NPA managing director to say you want to go and get impressed about happening in NPA. Or you went to health ministry to go get impressed about what's happening in health ministry, or you went to somewhere else to go get transport ministry to go get impressed of what's happening at transport. What will the Ministry of Information do?
Very disorganized.
The presidential press secretary has a restriction. She has limitation. She is limited to the executive mansion. Things that are happening in the executive mansion, the president's views, the president's reactions, the president's thinkings about governance. The state, that's what you're supposed to talk about. The president says, the president believes, the president thinks, the president has announced, the president wants to do. That restriction then the president.
And it's for the president.
It's for the president.
The Ministry of State has public affairs.
So
you are for the president, you're communicating for the
president. You jump on the whole NPA, everybody here breaching all of the protocols that has. So what would Geraldine Pianet do now? What would Ministry of Information do? So tomorrow, the Deputy Minister for Public Affairs, which is Schooler boss, Anthony Keseli, will just wake up one morning and say he go and have meeting with B Mandy because he wants to know how B Mandy operating and how Liberians are feeling because he wants to communicate the government's progress.
Yeah, definitely. But you see, Pierre is being cornered. About first sorry for him when he had a press conference. Pierre, I know you know it, but Pierre is being cornered. The folks are saying Pierre, they're not one of them. Pierre is part of those people who abandoned the old man, went to America and all that. If it was not because of Yombly and Dillon that used the Baza solidarity, right, to appeal for Pierre not going to enter the full government. No, I had Pierre enter the government, and I had a full covering. Even with all of the public, and notice that Pierre has put out there, the people don't honor it, they don't respect him, they don't even listen to him. When Pierre say, "Oh, we are one government," and try to exercise authority, but you put listening. Kula didn't even want to hear that thing. Right? Kula is full of herself already. Then Pierre be talking and they say, "But who are you?" When we're here in the trenches making argument, you are in America and hiding your voice. Oh, when it became clear after we struggle, we suffer, when it became clear that Mr. Waka was getting close, then you came on board. So you think that you can control us in our government? That's the attitude. And that's why you see when there's issue about government, Moali Opo Moisa, Olino Kratopa Opo Moisa. These people are the one feeling that they own the government. Fakio Mona, right? Stephen Johnson, they feel like they own the government. Waka Jaliba. Because they were here. For you people, you're left. And that's the reality, it. That's the conversation at Mirisha, conversation at Sigaba, and these are the discussions. And they are running the country at the very drinking spots. These guys are not running the country seriously. They go to drinking spots, they sit on there, and they run the country. And Baka sleeps. All Baka does is sleep. So when the president told you that Mr. Baka is sleeping, this is what the president meant. Owing to the reality. Look at the chaos that's at the different ministries and agencies. We never saw this. Labor ministry. And we are told the reason you're seeing these things happening from the Ministry of Labor is simply because others feel Minister Crown want to take everything onto himself to include even the grabs that come from the foreign companies that are treating and handling our people. And that's the reason why when the inspector go, they don't enter the premises of the concession companies who stay at the gate, collect their whatever, and they turn their back to go. Right? So the deputy for manpower and training and manpower, whatever the case, the man said, no, that thing, bro, all your kinsmen are here. Over 20 of those at the Ministry of Labor are all Gios or Nemayans. All. So these are the issues that have raised serious concerns And the rest of the other people in the ministry are saying, no, but this is unacceptable. We cannot be running the government like, we cannot be running the ministry like it is, what you might call it, like it is a Nimba County ministry. A Nimba County ministry. So no, we cannot. Now, evidence of nepotism is ongoing in the ministry. You have the minister, Kopo W. Crown for Nimba. Otello Mansour, deputy for administration, Nimba. Raphael Donokolo, assistant for alien, Nimba. Emmanuel Zor, Nimba. Rufus Freeman, Nimba. Rufus Sely, Nimba. David Johnson, Nimba. David Johnson, we are told, is supposed to be the daughter or a daughter of Senator Prince White Johnson. Eric Dunn, Darius Wemi, Nimba. G. Albert Timmy, Nimba. Christopher Mann, Nimba. Menfe Dakpa, Nimba. Emmanuel Guer, Nimba. Harris, 15, Samuel B. Katse, Nimba. 16, Raphael Doma, Nimba. 17, Sylvester Yename, Nimba. Right? And that's the labor inspector for Monserrato. Imagine, even Monserrato County, you put in labor inspector there, you put Nimba there. You see what's going on? Right? So 18, Orlando Cra, expediter. Even expediter, you can get to somebody, take it, get to Coupon Cra relative. Nimba. Maria Mansour, filing clerk, even now for HIV/AIDS division, Nimba. Augustine Mansour, Nimba. Mansour Party, plenty in the ministry now. Folks, these are key positions. Not the other, the small one, plenty. So the other people say, no, this is unacceptable. This is even in breach of the Constitution. But guess what? Some of these people were appointed by Bwaka. So when former President Weah said Bwaka was sleeping, these are the points you look at. So how Bwaka, in your essence of mind with your over 42 years of governmental experience, continue to okay appointment letter of the same people in one ministry, and you have over 20 in one ministry. All of them carry their own staff from the same Nimba. The entire ministry, a Nimba ministry. And when they tell you, say, Bwaka sleeping, then you get angry. That is an attitude of a sleepy hair person. Because when you sleep, that means you're not aware of what's happening around you. The gangsters have hijacked your surrounding. And they are just doing anything they feel like doing. This is bad. Corruptions are happening there. Nepotism is on the increase. The president has done absolutely nothing, cares less about anything that's going on, because he himself has flooded the Ministry of State with kissy people. So when you kissy man, they carry to Ministry of State, yeah. When you Geo man, they carry to Ministry of Labor, you carry all the Geo people there. When you Mandingo man, they carry to Post and Telecommunication, you carry all the Mandingo people there. Eh? When you want again, when you Basa man, they carry you to information, you carry all the Basa people there. Go there, what PR doing, PR moving people, doing hair count. So in PR on the ministry now, he acting smart, doing hair count, and they asking people to resubmit all their credentials, their document, their what you might call it, their national ID card, and so forth. It's almost like a re-hiring process. PR where you sit down, you open your mouth, you're doing corruption in the place, you're corrupting the payroll. You're bloating the payroll of the ministry. You're bringing people who have not gone through the very plan that the CSA talk about. CSA, joker. Let me tell you now. Go to the Ministry of Information. PR is clandestinely hiring people under shady arrangements. And he think he's smart. He tell the people, say, oh, all of them resubmit. So why people resubmitting? If Basel beginning again, telling all of them putting it as though they were already in the system. but you don't see them physically. But the moment that process is completed, then in the building, you start seeing new people, they're speaking Basel in the place. So you see, we do really do not have problem. Anybody's try. But the thing is, when the president said, when former president we are saying tribalism, nepotism, mistaking over the government, we did not we did not employ our family people, our relatives, our children, we don't put them in government. But what is going on? What are you doing, Mr. Waka? You're sleeping. Mr. Waka, you're sleeping. The people, you have stabilized the government. And these are the verses that plunged Liberia into civil crisis. If you do not know, Waka, this is what you're doing. Your people are divisive, even in different communities. Look at how they have divided, because the president they support is a divisive man, so they have divided the Muslim community. When there are programs for Muslims in the country, they only invite people who they see as people that support Waka, like tribalism and division and segregation. Waka is a terrible old man. He's going to plunge this country into chaos. This man is going to do that because families are going against families, because this man here is the chief architect of division in the country like every person. So the scene yesterday at the Labor Ministry is the first of its kind in our living history. For the time that we have existed, to see that an internal disagreement boils to a degree where the system within cannot handle. And you have to send for 3 people full of armed police officers to deploy them in the Ministry of Labor. Some of the reason we've gathered is simply because the minister, according to the rest of the other in the ministry, particularly the deputy for manpower and all that, the minister arbitrarily, unilaterally dismissed 5 employees, key employees of the ministry. And for them, they felt that was dictatorial. And they did not want to honor the decision. So he has cited those dismissed employees to a meeting in his office. And in an effort to prevent that, that's how Kopokra called the police people to go there yesterday and embarrass the ministry. Now, the issue becomes, this is the ministry that's supposed to be as organized in dealing with the welfare and, of course, giving or listening to employees' rights and respecting it and following the due process in dismissal and all of these things. This is the ministry that's supposed to be going after other institutions in the country, private institutions. But this ministry, allegations of bad labor practice, right? And wrongful dismissals are the order of the day in the Ministry of Labor. So how is that ministry going to be effective to your labor factory you're working to ensure that your rights are guaranteed? So when we told you that this was not a rescue or president, we have said that this is not the change the Liberian people wanted. This is exactly what he meant. You see, President Weah is a man of wisdom. When Weah speaks, right, you find wisdom in it, and it extends so very far and wide that you're able to put too many things into it. Unless Bwaka, anytime Bwaka speaks, no sense can be inside. So you see the difference between Bwaka can make sense. We are is like a philosopher in his own right. When a man makes song, you see philosophy in it. But now the Bwaka, I say Bwaka go to Bwaka say kush in the country, and that's all you can say. But then you have zombie now in the country. The minister then fighting over ground. The other minister say when other men can collect the money, you can get it, so you put all your countrymen in there, so we too we won't be inside. This is the reality. This is the situation in the country. This is not change. And the way to correct these kinds of error is through civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. You have to disobey the system. You have to challenge the system. You have to rise up. It's guaranteed by law. You have to rise up. You have to send a signal to the government that they're proceeding wrongly. And if the political parties and the political leaders we are looking up to cannot achieve this for us, we can stand up for ourselves. Stand up for ourselves, folks. So I don't know whether our guests are around, and if they are, then Kuzo can usher them in. So while we work that out, it's also important to let you know that the cash giveaway is on. Any moment from now, we will be speaking with some of our winners so far. There are winners. We'll be speaking with some of our winners, after which we'll open the phone lines and get some opinions on the conversation so far. Then subsequently, we will see if our guests are around. Then we'll talk to our guests, right? We'll talk to our guests and be sure as to where we are. So, folks, that's exactly what it is this morning on the Freedom Money Rise. So let's go to the Freedom Cash giveaway and give out some money. The process is simple. We told you people have already started winning themselves handsomely. So the process is simple. Just that *799#. You follow the instruction. Option number 11 is Freedom FM. You select Freedom FM, and then upon selecting Freedom FM, you will be asked as to which currency you want to play, or you wish to play either Liberian dollars or United States dollars. You select. For the US, they will deduct only 70 cents. For the Liberian dollars, 100 Liberian dollars. And then when that is done, then you proceed to confirming your transaction. So it is as simple as that. And then you collect 2,500 Liberian dollars early this morning and prepare. I like to say, when you win $2,500 now, maybe you can operate in your league 1,005. You keep 1,000 for tomorrow to get 20,000. And you know that is dread. I mean, right now, the whole thing are calculation. Yeah, you keep 1,000. The likelihood of you playing 1,000 and you know in the jackpot tomorrow and don't win. But first of all, make sure you play now and get your $2,500. So let's call the first winner. It's a 055 number, right? Okay, it's a 055 number. And then we speak with the first three winners. The first three winners. Okay, and then we move to the lines and speak with our callers. 6. Okay, let's speak to the very first winner here this morning on the cash giveaway. We are giving our monies already, so play and be a part of it. Yesterday, so as soon as we started calling, the other man play, he won. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Wow, good morning, and it's good to have you. My name is Apple. This is Freedom FM.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you're speaking with Mommy Kaba.
Mommy Kaba, Mommy, you play our cash giveaway thing. Okay, on the radio, you play the money.
Yeah.
How many times?
2 times.
2 times this morning.
Yeah.
Have you played it before?
Yeah.
You've been playing before, right?
Yeah, I've been playing before.
And you've been winning too.
No.
You've never won before.
No.
How many times you played before?
I played 3 times before.
3 times before, and the 2 times today make it 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I called to say that you've won $2,500.
Yeah, I found it. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, Mami Kaba, thank you. Congratulations, and you can play and be a winner once more. Let's go to the next player, the next winner here this morning, and then we move to something else. Many today is a Thursday, winning deal, so you gotta play. You prepare for the jackpot tomorrow. Collect your 20K. Let's call the second winner. The second winner phone is ringing. Okay, let's see, it's dialing. So, okay. Okay, thank God. Oh, yeah. So let's move to the third. So that is that one 886 number. 886 98. Okay. Uh, let's call the third winner here on the show this morning quickly, and then we entertain calls. Uh, the phone is ringing. Wow. So, hello. Good morning. Good morning, sir. This is Freedom FM. My name is Abu. What is your name? Hello. What is your name?
Oh. You couldn't finish?
Okay. Yeah, my man. Yeah, you play our Freedom Cash giveaway, right? Have you received your text message? All right. Congratulations. Okay. So you can play again. Okay. Congratulations. So there where we are. We hope the technical people are following, and then they can top up our credit so that we'll be able to continue with the call. Here, so we will hold it right there and interact with you. You've listened to some of the issues we've run over, and a couple of them. The yellow machine, what's your thought on it? Plus the fight in government all over. Where does that leave governance, and where does that leave delivery on the hopes and aspiration of the Liberian people and all that?
Have you done all the calls you supposed to do? Well, okay, let me get an answer to Josh then.
Yeah, please do. Then we will something. So where does that leave the hope and aspiration of all of our people in the rescue mission? 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 886 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live this morning on the show. And let's hear your thoughts on some of these issues, plus others making the news in our country. The incident at the labor ministry, something very, very distressing, very, very, shameful. There's fight at the DEA, fight at the labor ministry, NOCA, and all over. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. So it almost looking at something happened to your number, right?
Yeah, because I paid $2,000.
You will win, so people can play plenty of play win. But don't worry, you'll win. You win one day. Oh, that the big one you can go for, eh? It will come, don't worry. It will come one day, my brother. Don't give up. Yeah. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, I'm fine.
Good morning.
Good morning, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I followed your discussion this morning, which I heard much for me. But what caught my attention is that the fingering uttering the budget out of things. It is upon the legislature to go on the executive action to start them, give reason for it, and that person must be dealt with because it's a criminal act. They have to take a stand, not just to rectify it and say, oh, this is not an employee transfer of vehicle. The executive branch must be
most likely, because when the legislature completes the budget, they send it to the president. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I have to hold you there, and let's take David King. Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you, Abu, so much for the opportunity. You see, Abu, I don't think like Bureau on the rescue government will progress. For me, for the onset, I did not see prospect, and I still hold my conviction that way because there is something that we have seen from the day the inaugural money was misappropriated. For that day, I knew that there was no prospect because Joe Quagga went crazy against that formula for that corner of that money. When Luton Tabel stole $1,000 each for the 73 electoral district celebration money, I knew that Labrador was in trouble. So, entering the budget, it was done by Brahman Kamara, and that of Yuma Waka. All right, that will make money so much. The wrong money to the same that when he's sleeping and he gets your money in the hallway, he gets number for his sleep. That's the kind of president we have. This is a man who told us he has a declaration. He lied and he won nothing. He got no house. He got no businesses. I mean, then at the end of the day, he also claimed that he has few problems or land that is unresolved. What kind of human being is this? Any man that cannot speak the truth to his people, that is a criminal, and I think Joseph Waka is such criminal. Thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. And so it is what it is. Let's take more calls on the conversation this morning. Liberians are weighing in their thoughts on issues of governance in the country. Okay, let's take this other person here. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning, Boston.
Morning.
Let me say good morning to all of those followers of broadcast. My name is Derek Wiley, and I'm calling from one of the fishing piers in West Point. Let me first of all thank you for the level of what you do for the Nigerian people. Let me also say my heartfelt thanks for the citizen leadership that have tried to inspire hope in the people for the progress they just instituted. Abu and Boston, I think the Unity Party administration suffers a intellectual paralysis called division de grandeur. They just force the belief that they know everything, and in actual essence, they do not know anything. Why do I say this? You see the Unity Party administration after that almost every law there is in the country, ranging from people who even supposed to be signing this letter as was done by the Deputy Administration at the level of the Ministry of Presidential Affairs with the people at the LTA. The situation with the lawmakers today in terms of how budgetary allocations are being allotted and they are unable, specifically the House of Representatives, is, it's something that we must all look at. But again, you will notice next year, these same lawmakers will go and they will back up to the wings and capacities of the executive. They will do projects again in their favor. Look, Abu, what is tearing this country apart is the fact that we are unable to stand up for what is truly ours. And the way that we do those things, the executive will come back and listen. A standard barrier of the country is that person has dared the standard of how his government should go. And that person is about Joseph Waka. All of the things that he has said to us.
But in doing so, you have to have a standard that is smooth.
Exactly. And so, the people, what we need to do in this country is for us to be able to stand up. We notice now the legislature is simply a divide in group politics. When the Senate, the executive, and the House of Representatives is being left on the school to try in the pool. But what are the qualities? Nigeria is one all of us making, and we're going to succeed.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take on the women's line. Good morning.
Good morning and good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mother Chris from calling from New Jersey. You know, I can always see people talking, they will sanction Waka people this that. Nothing will happen to Waka people. Waka government, international people, we have international people people that in America that were torturing people in their government, they were so-called lobbyists.
But listen, my woman, when your country government not treating you well, you don't need where people to sign up before you take action. Take action.
They will wait for international people say America that our allies, nothing will happen because those lobbyists, why they were voting, and what happened, why they voted, it was not happening in their government, so that why they were all there fighting down, so they, I know.
All right, thank you, my woman. Y'all gotta wake up, y'all stand up and tell me, but I feel say nobody in the country here. So yeah, that's what it is. And folks, I think that's all the time we have to take calls. Our guests have already started showing face. So we'll take a short break and prepare our guests to move into our conversation. Austin, we drop that. Let's take a word from Crown Stopper, Liberia. I see Abubakar Ba has come in his orange. And then Abba David, the fighter, is also here. So yeah, it's going to be a very fascinating conversation, like we told you earlier. And so yes, just be there and listen to what the CDC have got this time around. It appears from all indication that the CDC is dusting off and they're getting ready. So you see the signs, the writings are on the wall that men are governing and preparing themselves. This is what we need in the country. We can get a country where everybody acting a woman and men. I mean, woman in the sense where people could get scared. I say, oh, scared. I think boy, you didn't probably men are scared. The men are working put on their foot. And so, do we have stuff Liberia, and then we take the break, and then when we come back, folks, that's gonna be the CDC people time.
Hello, Tulu. I'm my own. Tell me, I still know Yanni. I will your time.
I was there. Yeah, reference you now. It's a little record. I mean, I used to my country and I see.
On the second to interior ground stop. Keep me outside the stopping ground for all our ground stop. The people bringing safety to your door. Ground stop. Stopping ground and make it before than before. Ground stop. Stop on Liberia. On the second to interior ground stop. Keep me outside the stopping ground for all our.
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it before than before. Crime Stopper, stop on Liberia. On the second to interior crime stopper, keep me outside the stopping ground for all our crime stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it before than before. Crime stopper, stop on Liberia. On the second to interior crime stopper, keep me outside the stopping ground for all our.
Okay, so let's bring this down from this end as we move into our next conversation here on the radio this morning. So let's say thanks to all of you and welcome back to the last and final lap of the show. Freedom Morning Rise here on 87.9. So I hope you can come in here and get our guests on camera. I'm sure the folks who are watching us live who want to see them. So let me bring the guys in from this end. Uh, okay. Okay. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Austin. Good morning to the listening audience. It's very good.
So listen, all these puncture here, this pair, when you bring it down, the milk also going. So. Okay, so we can bring it down now and let's see. I think it should be better. So Abu Bakar, let's hear you first.
Thank you very much.
No, it's still not coming through. Okay, so yeah, please bear with us. Let's make some adjustments from the different from here. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, Abu.
Good morning. I'm sure I'm much better. Is that okay?
No, 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 no,
What is happening?
no. Okay, so just switch this microphone on that side. Switch it back. Oh, it's protection. Okay, okay. Yeah. Let's try. Let's see. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I much better?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're very, happy to be here this morning. Um, like I said, the Freedom Morning Rise is how highly listened to program in the morning. A lot of people tune in to get information as it relates to how our country is being played upon by those in power right now. So we have come here this morning in our capacities as the biggest opposition political institution who have a stake about the way in which our country continue to retrogress. And so this is just my introductory statement. I'm sure you will want to come back to me to ask the questions about the CDC and about program that we are having and how has it gone so far and how do we see the governance of our country and then we can come back.
No, before I go to guys, how does it feel hearing you refer to yourself as the biggest opposition in the country? How does
Yeah.
it feel? How does it sound to you?
Yes, you know, in life, there's nothing that is static, and so we live in a dynamic, you know, era. Things happen. Yes, yesterday we were a ruling party, and today we are an opposition party, and you know, we've gone back to opposition, you know, very stronger this time around, wiser. You know, like you always hear, you say. Every disappointment comes with a blessing, and I'm sure this opposition like there are more blessings in it, and so we are very upbeat about changes in 2029. Looking at the way in which our country is being, led by the very old gerontocrat in Joseph Newman Bucket.
Okay, so moving into all of those issues, let's hear guys on Abla Davis. Since the campaign,
Yeah.
this is election, I'm not seeing you, but it's good to have you here again.
Yeah, Austin, we've been around. We've been around.
I think you have to share the microphone with Abu Bakar so we can get it. Just switch it. Yeah. You're sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah. So, good morning, Austin, and good morning to your co-host, Abu Sherry. We've been around. The party has summoned us to come and articulate its views and aspirations. As you may be aware, the party sometime last week held its Meridian Day celebration that they didn't officially climax because of some natural intervention. So we will be climaxing this weekend. So the party has summoned us to elaborate on the successes of last weekend and to inform our people where are we headed for this weekend. And also to, like Abu said, to elaborate on all of pertinent national issues of concern. So that's the reason we are here. And I'm privileged for the very first time to be on your platform. As a matter of fact, this is the biggest morning breakfast show within the Republic. So it is an honor and an opportunity to be here, Austin.
So let's move into the purpose of which you are here. Now, just drill us through what exactly do we expect to see as part of the climax of this one, the much talk about CDC Mediterranean month.
Oh, thank you very much.
What are the remaining activities?
Yes, as you know, there have been various, competition ongoing at the party's headquarters, especially in the areas of football and kickball and other, form of gaming, And so we have gone, especially with the football category and the kickball, we are at the semi-final stage.
Okay.
And so on Saturday, there will be the two, semi-finals we play, and then we will move on to Sunday, which will take us to Sunday. That will be the grand final of the football. District 10 has already qualified for the finals, and then so it's going to be between District number 1, District 7
in the
semi-final, and so to be able to join District number 10 in the final, on Sunday.
That's the football
category. Yeah. So also the kickball category is also there, and the finals will be played in the respective, among the respective districts that have qualified, for the finals on Sunday, and then there will be certification, recognition of long-serving partisans. This is why it's very important that all citizens in various radio land and following or whatever mean, if you're out of the country, or out of the capital city, wherever you are, it's good that you make your way to the CDC headquarters, especially if you miss any other day, do not miss Sunday, because that will be when, we have managed to ear back people who have spent a lot of time, energy, and resources in supporting this institution called the Congress for Democratic Change. And so this is about time that will give you something that you cherish forever, memory. And so we will be certificating people on that very day, ensuring that people from the Youth League, the Women League, the National Executive Committee, ordinary partisans, members of auxiliaries. They are given certification, recognition. Those of them who have exemplified steadfastness, loyalty, to the party. And so Senator Sir Joseph will be the one, certificating, giving out most of these certificates. And then on that very day, during the 2023 election, we collaborated with a lot of political institutions, for example, the Movement for Economic Empowerment, the LPDP, MPP, yes. Though there are some decisions that some of these institutions they have taken, but there are partisans, who are still around, from those institutions, and so they continue to be into everything with this CDC, on the team of transforming setback into great comeback. And so we will also, be appreciating the institution that have been identifying with us on that particular day, and so it is a rallying call. There are a lot of things happening in the country, and so we'll talk about those things, educating the masses of our people.
So the categories are only two: kickball, football, Saturday and Sunday. And then what are the other categories? Because we heard you talking about Ludo.
Yeah,
are there no
yeah.
winners in those categories?
There are winners in the Ludo game, the chess, the Scrabble, and the rest. Nafu, the jumping rope. You can name the various traditional Liberian sports, that have been playing in our communities. So all of the winners in these categories or in these sporting activities will be awarded officially on Sunday. So we have outstanding, like I would say, the football semi-final will be played on Saturday, and then the grand final will be played on Sunday. We already have the two finalists in the keyboard division.
Okay.
But prior to Saturday and
what are they?
7 and 14.
The kickball category.
The kickball category, District 7 and 14.
Okay.
District 7 and 14 are the two finalists for the kickball. But before the football semi-final and the final on Sunday, including the kickball, plus other activities, on Friday there will be a blue jamboree, blue night, where we have musicians, entertainers, including comedians will converge at the headquarters of the CDC on Friday. There's an all-night event to entertain our people, to retrospect on where we came from as party, what we went through during the course of the campaign activities, where are we headed. That's on Friday. There will also be dancing competition among some of the best dancing crews across the country. They will converge at the party headquarters on Friday night, where they will display their dancing gymnastics, and we'll have the best to be awarded on that night. So that's the intro to the climax of the sporting activity. So our partisans are encouraged to assemble on Friday night. We are also calling on the leaders of the Women's League, leaders of the Youth League, leaders of the auxiliary network, leaders of the mainstream party leadership at the level of the district, the zonal heads, the branch leaders, our sales leaders come out in their numbers on Friday night so they can celebrate, they can stress free the mind, because the CDC is on a trajectory to an inevitable comeback in 2029, Austin.
Is that why you're celebrating?
Come again?
Is that why you're celebrating your comeback, your possible comeback?
Of course. Austin, we are. The CDC as an institution went to an election in 2023. We're narrowly beating, like your man said. I listened to Abu this morning. Abu said it was a resulting margin. So do you expect us to go moon? No, we cannot.
So you should be mooning and recalibrating to engage the SSS in the government. Instead
no, we cannot.
Talent show.
No, we cannot. The Liberian people were clear. Liberian people were clear that the CDC led off for 6 years. 50% of the population say we believe in what you have done. 50% said no, we do not believe in what you have done, so we want to give a chance. And they are seeing what has happened in the period of 6 months. So they are beginning to rethink their decision at the ballot box in 2023. So we are hopeful of a better 2029. So
Is
the
it,
CDC,
how do you get a better 2029? And it's good that we've, I think we can transition from this activity, weekends activity. Let's talk some politics. How do you return 2029 when there are excesses of this government that and you're quiet? The CC does not have no record, does not have any record to prove or to have points to where a critical opinion was rendered on a particular issue. You want to point to that for your audience to hear you, because everybody says the CC is sitting, she's not talking anything, she's not doing anything. The CDC we knew, the CDC we know, it's not the CDC now. What's happening with your party?
so before Abu comes in, that is not true. As a matter of fact, the
What is true?
CDC, since January 22nd, 2024, the CDC has made it a duty on a monthly basis to speak to the excesses of the government. If the CDC has not rallied people to put in the street to demonstrate against the government, if that's your yardstick will determine whether or not the CDC has been in a position to bring the government through the fire, that is wrong. The CDC has spoken to power. The CDC has deliberated on the ills affecting the Liberian people over the last 6 months.
And the ills continue to increase. The more you speak, the more the ills increase, and you do nothing.
You say you do nothing? No.
Nothing.
The CDC as an institution has a mode of operation. You cannot, our opponent cannot determine how we operate, how we deal with the government, how we handle situation of national
But in this
government.
case, it's not your opponent. In this case, it is your own supporters, your own party. If you open the telephone lines now, your own parties will call and say, express disappointment in the manner and form in which you are approached or engaged in the government.
No, our political leader
applying
was
Abu Bakr, they putting that you are applying soft hand and you're serving Baka ice cream and candies on a daily basis.
Austin, I can understand that people are yearning for the change because so early. I don't know. That is to tell you that the government of Joseph Baka has failed from the get-go. Going back to your question, you have to understand that we as a political institution, CDC, we have been speaking like Guys said. We have had series of press conferences trying to direct the course of public policy.
But those press conferences are not had impact.
Well,
your policies are concerned about impact.
Maybe the only
they just doesn't want to hear you talk.
Maybe the only language that you understand that CDC is doing is to rally the people in the various streets, taking action, like what we have seen from Kenya, of late. CDC is. We have a history in that, standing up for the people. We continue to stand for them, even when we're in power. We call to both public officials within the CDC who transgress against public interests. So to a unity party-led government, and there is wanton disregard for the rule of law. We've seen that abrogation of 10 laws. We've seen Mr. Baka in a naked quest to send his kingsman from Lofa County at the Liberal Telecommunication Authority. He had to openly disrespect the Supreme Court, the final arbiter of justice. If I said his kingsman, if you look at the 5 commissioners, 3 of them they are from Lofa County: Patrick Hona, Abdullah Kamara, and the former lawmaker in Clarence Massacre. And you remember that one of the things that Unity Party lie about that the entirety of the CDC government is from the Southeast. Yes, Abu Bakr not from the Southeast. There are a lot of people who are within the CDC government, they are not from the Southeast. But they try to hold 1 or 2 persons who are from the Southeast, they too they are Liberian, and say that the entirety of the government was from the Southeast.
Now that was their strategy they used to remove you from power. What is your strategy that you're applying to engage them and prevent these same things from repeating themselves?
So listen, Austin, what we have been doing, all of the games that we have had these few days, you saw the multitude of us. You saw people. People have been, they were still in a state of post-traumatic stress disorder. Because of the defeat that we got, unexpected defeat. Who would have thought that in 2024, George Weah would have been the former president? So a lot of our partisans, it was shocking to them. Now that we have this program, play football, sport has a way of bringing people together. And so we knocked it off. So that the games at the CDC headquarters is a way of preparing our people. I can tell you. You see,
Preparing to want to start taking concrete actions.
we
that
are
will
we
force
are
the government to do
we,
things
if
they're
you
supposed to
think
do.
if you think that prior to 2017 CDC was robust in holding the government of the day, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who is far sophisticated than the puppet that we have now in Joseph Walker. If Ellen Johnson Sirleaf could have felt the wrath of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change, is it a little Walker who is lack of strategy? He's only occupying the name of the presidency, but absolutely being led by people around him. He's not in charge. Walker doesn't even understand what is ongoing around him. He doesn't, he's far from what he has been, portrayed to be by the very people.
All of these things are sounding good, but at the end of the day, imagine a man who does not understand what's happening around him. Granted. Imagine a man who is a puppet. Granted. But the main opposition is preferring calling talent show for Palestinians to go and celebrate.
So, Austin,
instead of engaging the puppet.
The issues are mammoth and very much enormous to rally our people.
And they may just fast
our people
overwhelm you.
Of course, the issue of corruption. In fact, breakout were involving corruption before he even became president. The issue of the 117,000 for 5 SUVs are last score. The issue of the inaugural fund, even before he became president.
Your people do not want to hear the issues anymore.
Massive corruption.
They want to see your action now.
Okay. So the CDC has, like I said, the CDC has a different mood of approaching this issue. The United Party, after they lost in 2017, it took them more than 2 years before they would rally their partisans. They were hiding behind the Bring Back Our Money campaign, the June 7 campaign. No,
but at least they were
the CDC as an institution.
They were keeping your.
It took them more than 2 years.
They were taking actions that compare your police.
Actions they would take.
You talk about Bring Back Our Money campaign. You talk about the 16.
It was not led by the United Party.
It was led by the.
They didn't have the face because they were massively defeated in 2017.
Probably it was a strategy.
They didn't have the face.
Another block.
So the CDC has their own strategy, and part of the strategy is to fight aside our bases. I said, well, Austin, we were defeated. Our people were disturbed. They were frustrated by the defeat. No, especially the very narrow defeat we got. They were frustrated. So the first thing you have to do is to go to them, aside the business, bring them on board, inspire their confidence to come and struggle. That is why the CDC has started. In just 6 months of governance, the CDC has started that. So our bases are beginning to be moving last. And we'll get there, Austin.
You were talking about.
I think you're listening.
Yeah, even talking about restructuring your political party. I don't know whether that has reached the level of the
part
national
of the process.
executive committee level, but you're talking about restructuring. So 6 months, that's half of the budget year has gone. There are multiple cases of corruption. The CDC is still putting smiles on the faces of our Palestinians and supporters. The CDC is still having conversation about restructuring. The CDC is still having conversation about rejuvenating our self bases and all of that. When do you conclude all of these internal engagements before you start to face your major muster?
All of these will be concluded very soon, Austin. We are not in the rush. We have the Liberian people voted for the United Party for 6 years. We are giving it an opportunity. We have not even gone 1 year. We are giving it an opportunity as an institution. The CDC is getting there. We are not in a rush. Our people have been moving. Last, we can assure our people that these actions that they want to see in bringing the government through the fire will be reached very soon. So as a party, we're not in rush or anything. We, like our chairman normally say, we are documenting the excesses of the United Party government. We are gone 6 months. The issues are enormous. We have the capacity to call our people to action. But the CDC will not indulge into that for now. The CDC is focused on asserting our basis. The CDC is focused on rejuvenating the spirit of our people. But return to that, Austin. There is no political party in the history of our country in post-war Liberia that has been more spirited in terms of bringing government through the fire, in terms of organizing protestation, in terms of demonstrating in the CDC. There has been no political party in the history of our country. So, Ambassador, we have been a very peaceful man, or peaceful leader of our party. He doesn't see it necessary now for us to get into demonstration or get into protestation. You listen to the snapper, you're very clear that the movement will come, where the CDC will rise, or where the government will account for its failures in a very short period of time. So we will not be controlled on how we engage the government. As an institution, we are a very civilized institution. We are institutions that have the capacity to bring the government free to the fire. We organize ourselves, our business have been mobilized, and we'll get there. We are not in a rush, Austin.
We are not in a rush, Austin. I don't know what does that mean. Maybe Abu Bakar knows what does that mean. He may want to add to it, but I think you should be in a rush.
Well, let me tell you, Liberia is not running away, and Liberians are not running away. We have been here during turbulence time, during the days of the civil crisis. There was hunger in the land. Though, yes, on Baka, we have seen a rising form of hunger. People are now in the street, even selling chicken feathers, because there's no other money, nothing to start business with. So you look around, you see a chicken or rooster, you hold a feather and go in the street to sell. That is to tell you how our people, have been reduced to massive poverty, because Baka, just as how Dyson put it, he has given a litany of issues. We needed to, there's people who believe that the CDC as an institution is just about protestation. In fact, these guys, they don't know what they are doing. Hey, so we decided as a very responsible political institution, we just came from power. Whatever that we did, people would have said, well, in the first month, second month, they would have said, well, these guys are still angry because they lost election. We're not angry. What we do is to allow the Liberian people who made the decision to feel the incapacity.
Some believe that you are embarrassed by the defeat and living in fear. That's why you're not speaking or you're not engaging like the way the public is accustomed to you engaging your opponent.
Austin Kawa, you know that if there's any institution that is very fearless, one would never help power. We are fearless. Many of our.
That's why you're fearless, because you have not tested power.
Yeah, I'm saying we have tested power, and this is why we have to tell you that we are stronger than ever before. We are stronger than ever before. We are well organized than ever before. We are more powerful, both physically, mentally, financially, more than ever before. All we needed to do was to allow the Liberian people to get a taste of what they have yearned for in 2023.
Somebody say you should be more, or the soldier bring the microphone up.
In 2023, the Liberian people opted to go for different soup, and that is the soup of the rescue mission. Not knowing that the rescue mission came as a rescue mission, not to the population, but rescue mission to the former government officials. Look at them, all those who are currently in government now. These are former government officials under the Ellen Johnson-led government as president and Joseph Yuma Baka. These are the people who came back to go. See what these guys are doing right now. $22 million. They took it and wasted it on Dusty Road, Muddy Road. Today, if you are going to all of the places that they have wasted the dirty mud, those places have become very deployable. Cars are not somersaulting. Cars are hitching. You see the cars stop going down, and then the tires are all in the air. Especially the Nima corridor, some part of Nima, from District 7, where Musa Bede comes from. In some part of the southeast, cars are getting stuck after wasting $22 million of our money. That is broad day stealing. And Joseph Numa Baka is a part of the stealing. He knows about it. Lafayette Guinea, with all the violations, without PPCC involvement, went and awarded contract to companies because his firms are itching for money. And Joseph Numa Baka is also sharing that money with him. This is why that man will take $22 million just to put it on dirty. Just go right outside here. Take a mud, a truck full of mud, and leave it out there. And then let it ring the whole of today. Come back tomorrow morning, whether you meet it there. That is what these guys have done. $22 million. Instead of using the money wisely, where George Weah stopped the asphalt payment, if you were to only do 10 kilometers, do that 10 kilometers, it's far better than you taking $22 million just to waste it on Muddy Road. But they try to make you to understand that they understand government. How do they understand government? when the president, we have right now, we are having issues of fire disaster all over the country. You take an incompetent young man who knows nothing about fire disaster, just a camera boy to Darius Dillon. This young man has not seen any university doorstep. You take him and make him to be deputy director for administration, the second man in command at the Liberia National Fire Service. This is why you're seeing that we are having fire disaster across the country, because Mr. Darius, you listen to Senator Sir Joseph raising the issue about the budget of the National Fire Service. Mr. Darius Dillon has sent his errand boy, because if you are the deputy for administration, you control employment, you control the finances. We have to audit that institution, because Darius Dillon could just be caught in a cookie jar, because that boy is like a son to him. Darius Dillon was the one who recommended his appointment, though he knows nothing. And yesterday, Darius Dillon were behind people. Yesterday, he was behind people. He was behind people that the incompetent people qualified, very qualified. That young man was denied because Darius Dillon was heading the Unity Party's opposition propaganda in the Senate. So this brings us to the question that this is why you see the CDC is regrouping. We are calling all our lawmakers, led by Chairman Nathaniel McGill, that they are giving the Unity Party honeymoon in the Senate.
It's good that you know that, because
yes,
the Senate seems to be lazy.
And this is why we are calling the CDC. We have a history of taking action against our own. So we can tell you that going forward, you're going to see a more robust CDC. Our lawmakers who tried to side in with Mr. Joseph Barker in bringing something. Look at what is happening today. Mega arrest, staple has gone up. Everything in this country has gone up since Mr. Joseph Barker came to power. When he was declared the winner of the election, a journalist asked him, what is going to be that first thing that you're going to tackle? He said the prices of basic commodity, and then making sure that no car is stuck in the mud. Now, those two things in the first 100 days, those are the things that Mr. Joseph Barker promised us in the first 100 days. Today, go in the market. Burger Ray, he made it at $16. Today is $19. Burger sugar is more expensive now than it used to be. The agro or gallon, more expensive. Transportation, more expensive. School fees, more expensive. Everything in this country, rentage, everything has gone expensive. People, civil servants, were being promised that they were going to have increment in their salary. In fact, they were going to be paid bi-monthly. Every 2 weeks, they're going to be taking pay. That has not happened. We've seen that the old man used deception to rise to power. But then, see what they did these few days. These guys, they went for arcade buses that were packed in Ghana. They went and rebranded it, put sticker on them, National Transit Authority of Liberia, and brought those buses into Liberia. From the day they brought those buses, they have been breaking down on them. And they told you that they're going to bring about 300 of those buses. And shamelessly, those guys, when those buses arrived on Sunday, Monday, they took that to the executive mansion. In the office of the president, you have representation, who is the senior political advisor, Magdalena Cooper, coming outside to speak on behalf of the president, that it is something that they have been working on, only to see that what little heaven said is a lie. We are in a serious predicament. Things are happening. The country has gotten harder than ever in the history of our country. People can barely find food to eat. Under Joseph Barker, who is being seen or who has been heralded as the most qualified and competent. Barker lied in the declaration of his asset. He lied that his vice president is being paid more money than him. As a president, you do not do that. Mr. Barker is appointing family members into government. His son now is like this, the prime minister in the country. When Joseph Barker tells you that you are fired, you are fired. You don't see his name is not being pronounced. So today, look at what is happening at NTA. What is happening at the MPA? They are about to put down, as our information, to over 300 employees.
There's a victim near you.
And this man, my colleague here, he's a very brilliant young man, very qualified.
What is it?
Then even the managing director. This man is qualified as the managing director of MPA. The man is being told to go to Maryland County, Sando County. Can you imagine? Only because he's a citizen.
But it's some Maryland County has a pool, guys.
No, but
has a pool. So what's the issue?
What is the economic activity taking place there?
MPA economic activity.
But now listen to this. This is very important before you guys don't come in red. Right? You are getting rid of a man who is doing his masters. This man is in a master's program.
Yeah.
You brought a Queen Johnson, a notorious killer. A notorious killer and a high school degenerate. That girl is not even a high school graduate. You carry her to report a male to be director for record. That means she is responsible for recording both manually and electronically all of the activities that are ongoing at the port.
That is just a glorified job.
No, it's not. It's not a glorified. Look, listen to me. That girl is making over close to 4,000 US.
Yeah, that's a salary.
When you add everything, no, it is not. It is not. It is not. What am I trying to say? That girl was killed. No, that's not the job she does. That girl was behind the killing of Joshua of the CDC. And they brought that girl to power.
But your government, that happened under your government. Your government did nothing.
The police, they seized her. The police declared her wanted. Government is continuity.
So you're telling me that your government did not have the capacity to have
she was being
always on Facebook.
Even in America,
all these other issues, you don't have a strong standing.
You know the story. You know the story. You know the story of Chancellor. I say he escaped from America.
Justice.
So what about Labrosse?
Queen did not escape.
No, she did escape.
You're telling that you people going after the incident happened.
No, she did escape. She did escape.
We're not using her as a subject.
So us in the issues are
your
normal.
Like I said, no policy was killing you did nothing about that.
Like I said, the issues are enormous. The issue are enormous for call people to action. But CDC, as a responsible institution, knows when it is right to call people to action and will lead the opposition community. Unlike the Unity Party that was hiding beyond Bring Back Our Money, June 7, and other civil society groups, we will not have beyond civil society groups. We'll face the Unity Party with our strength, with our might, with our partisans, with ordinary Liberians that belong to no political parties, but they have encountered the suffering that has been distributed by the Unity Party. They will join us when the appropriate time comes. You listen to the standard bearer when he spoke to A.B. William. He said the moment will come when the CDC shall rise and bring the government feet to fire. So we are well positioned. We are waiting that appropriate time. Like Abu said, people have been arbitrarily targeted at MPA and other institutions. For example, someone like me was transferred. Many others of our partisans were transferred. Well, only citizens have been transferred. Okay, the MPA policy says the management reserves the right to transfer people. That is okay. That is a justification for the managing director. But why only citizens have been targeted? Why unity partisans are not being transferred? So it tells you it's a calculated attempt by the Unity Party to demoralize the base of the CDC. And we will not be demoralized. We'll stand up, we'll defend our institution, we'll defend the rights of the Liberian people that have been trampled upon, the killing of the people in King George, the stealing that is ongoing at LPRC, the stealing that is ongoing at the Ministry of Finance, the stealing that is ongoing at many government agencies, the institutions, including the Ministry of Labor and other places. The CDC will stand up when the time is right.
After the show, you do not have a job at NPU.
I do have a job.
You don't have a job at NPU after because you see your working time to do politics. The people say it gives a code of conduct.
No, I'm not working. I'm not working at the moment. I've been officially transferred to the port of Greenville.
You're supposed to be in Sando working.
No, I'm not taking official detail. I'm not taking official detail. I've been told to go to Sino
When are you going
and
to
go
Sino?
through all the formalities and return to Monrovia. So in the next 2 or 3 weeks before I will take official duty to Sino.
Who facilitates that trip? Are they transporting you to go and all of that?
Of course they are. It is their responsibility.
Okay, so you're waiting for your package.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Will be concluded in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So it's about almost 1 month before we conclude that. So I'm not in any violation. I'm not busy in a working time. So I'm a citizen. I respect the law. So we are here.
And you are exercising your constitutional right.
Of course, we associate.
And that right is not restricted. Say you're only 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
It is not. It is not. It is not.
Okay, 2 strategic bosses and characters within the CDC. They've been around for a very, very long time. They understand a lot of issues, nationally, globally, and all of that. And so today they are here to talk to the CDC, as in the Congress for Democratic Change. On the weekend, their Militants Month continues with the climax of the different sporting activities. You heard them speak about the semi-finals. And on Saturday in the soccer encounter, the finals in the soccer and foot and kickball encounters on Sunday. And then on Sunday, there will be different finals taking place in the Lulu, Checkup, Scrabbles, and chess and all of that. All the everything will be, and then certificates will be given to winners and contributors and supporters of the activities of the CDC and all of that. So we go to the telephone lounge and speak with some of you who have been following and want to make your input in the conversation we are having here. So the numbers to call 0776 104 104. Okay. 0776 104 104 0886 300 104 is the Lone Star. 0776 104 104 0886 300 104 are the 2 numbers to call and be a part of the show. Yeah. Let's go to the telephone lines and pick your call. Sorry. I'm calling. Oh my God. Okay, 086 500 104. Sorry, I was reading so another person number on the radio. But let's talk to Thomas Sabo here as our first participant on the show. Thomas, go ahead.
Thanks to your guys on the budget for legal party of our party. You see, this is Thomas Sabo, the president of the secretary for electoral district number 2 UP. One thing I know I mentioned that Sunday, when we conclusively concluding the program, we'll be announcing the itinerary leading to the arrival of our political leader, George Manuel Weah, where we will assemble also at the airport.
Yeah.
Because that VIP lodge, we will even make we have to pass there.
My man, I thought you called this the minute reserving that last point for the close of the show. You won't tell the minute before the minute show. You probably not strategic. Okay, thank you, comrade. Thank you. Okay, let's go to this other line and speak with this person. We also want UP people to call too. Good morning. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'm calling you from Clarendon, Station of 14 to be specific this morning. Let me extend my greetings to my 2 distinguished leaders in the studio. I think they have viewed the argument on his head. We are the biggest and major opposition political party in this country now. It's now going to have civil society organization, we are joking to the movement. But like I said, here is the objective conditions of our people in this country that is going to allow this major political party to rise up to invocation.
Thank you very much. Next person on the female line, go ahead. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling from La Party.
Let's hear you, Hawa.
Yeah, come here, I'm going to on you. Yeah, come here. You're so afraid. You're afraid of Grebo Salamas morning. You're making all weak. You're ready all sick. No, I want long become this now long become. But all of you're very weak. fully there. Then I said, "Nana, when I ready to video, you're the secure feeling bad. We feeling bad. Me, I go read the Friday because
No, you gotta come. No, you gotta come. You will come. How are you will come? You will come. Let's see Abraham Duplay from Claratown. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to Abu and English or Kurdish Abu.
Bama, general the line. Let me that's so cool with Abraham Duplay.
Thank you. You know, Austin, I listened to my comments video, but I don't know why up now they say documenting. Hello?
Go ahead. Bama, can you switch the monitor off in your background?
Hello?
Okay. Yes, go ahead, Duplay.
Thank you very much. I said I want to ask my colleagues. I don't know why up now they say documenting. About that bar. Is the good government that responsible government you can get edge. They're not just government. Because there's unity party government, they are very, very responsible for our constitution. I think as a city, there's a major opposition political party in the country. You leaders don't need to stand up. Look, the citizens are already ready to protest.
Okay.
There's a lot of things, many things. The government fought for the people of Liberia to protest. So the government will also get a protest.
Thank you.
We need to stand up.
Thank you very much. Let's hear Bamba on this side. Good morning. Let's hear you, Chief.
Good morning, my good brother Austin. And let me say good morning to your two distinguished speaker guests. Let me commend Abu Balaba and Azon for such a splendid deliberation this morning. Make few points, and I think Austin, in your deliberation, you have not been fair to CDC, and I believe that for the fact that the CDC having been a political institution in less than 6 months, I would just take to the street. That should not be equated to being the weak or being a party that doesn't stand for the people. But you also understand very well that in engagement, in such political engagement in our country, there are stages, and these phases, let me say, the objective conditions can precipitate situation. Once the CDC has taken stage of explaining and highlighting issues that are affecting the Liberian people, you want to take some radical posture. The radical posture at the final end of agitations in terms of
Bama, before we talk to Musa, before we take Musa Kone, you heard the lady from Matali, I think, Hawa just now expressing her disappointment. She said, you are too weak.
No, we understand very well the frustration of the Liberian people, the kind of bad governance system that the party has instituted in less than 6 months. But the CDC is a responsible institution, like the two colleagues in studio told you. We have faces and we have model operandis of engagement. So you have to take the diplomatic posture first, highlight all of the essences, make sure that these issues are raised and engage the relevant authorities, because this is about Liberia. It's not just about Korean protests. It's not just about disruption and stuff. It's about speaking on issues to impact the life of our people. So the issues about protests, the issues about getting into the street, the issues about rising up, these are last steps. These are last results in political engagement. So I just want to say thank you so much to the two guys. And over the weekend, I think they have already outlined most of the activities and what to say, seditions and sedition out there. You have to join us. Let's celebrate and recalibrate to reconsolidate our processes to come back on it. Thank you so much.
Musa Kone, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Austin.
Yes.
Good morning. Let me say good morning to the two able men who are, in my view, doing extremely well, propagating in all of our marketing the CDC. And I will not be one of those persons who will also think that the CDC is weak. The CDC is not weak. You could say the CDC is slow because people want the CDC to take immediate action. That could be slowness. But again, I want to assure the public that the CDC, the men, those men and women are still around. We are here. We're not going nowhere. allegation, everything that they plan and want to do, we will face it. We will be right here, and we are prepared for anything. But I just want to say, the CDC coming back 2029 is not only on the shoulder of the Abubakar Ba, the Jefferson Koji, Idris Berete, and those regular people, the Dere King and other people. But this is a challenge even to our lawmaker. And in somebody say the CDC is weak, if I say some way you want to agree, because I honestly, wholly, and surely strongly believe that the weakness of the CDC could be from either the Senate and the House of Representatives. I see the two institutions are the one are very weak. I don't see.
What's about the structure, the mainstream structure of the party? And you want to shift it to the legislative wing of the party?
You said?
You want to shift the weakness of the CDC to the legislative wing of the party?
Somehow, some way. It took Abraham Darros DeLong here in Mosurado to challenge the CDC and deny confirmation. Competent and qualified people were denied. When was the last the CDC legislature took any advocacy? We have the number in the House, for example. What are their role? What have they said?
Okay, Musa, let's
Austin, I beg you. This is the code of law. A little known Sefu Dukle at the court of Monrovia is in the constant habit of dismissing Liberian seditions targeted by
and you are doing nothing to take action.
Coming, Austin, you have a victim right there. You have a victim called Asada. She was dismissed. And Seku, let me be biased in the Madingo. In the Madingo tradition, in many instances, we defend our own. But Seku is there targeting Madingo people. Will mobilize men and women. If Seku cannot protect his own king's men and women, we cannot protect it. And I'm saying to him the other day, he responded very harsh. I want to say to him that was just a warning. And if Seku continue, Seku will go after you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear. Oh, Mama, sorry.
You have to do this. If Amos 12, who is a battle-tested cadre, a strong tower of the Unity Party, is not targeting people. He's working with people that he met. Who are you?
Thank you, Musa. Thank you. Mamesi's story. I was actually trying to leave Musa, take Musa off the line and talk to you, but I mistakenly removed you from the call. That was a mistake. So if you call back, we can give you that privilege, that dispensation to talk to you. But let's talk to two more persons from the regular line, and then we go to Mamesi. We'll close the show. Mamesi on the line, and then we'll go back to our guests. Good morning. Let's hear you. Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Thank you for my leader and thank you for guys on our here. You know, it is more that we will govern life and come back from it from that.
Don't have to hold it long, please. Don't worry, okay, we're not finished.
That's what God is doing. In fact, any government is reckless in doing things. You see doing things, gunfire people, you see that it is all to it. John reacting to power in level unity Palestine at their zero position. Zero is our left to their zero position. If you get the power and you see that you will dance our people.
Thank you very much. Your point is clear across. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, Austin. Good morning to Abba Dere.
30 seconds. We have 5 minutes to go.
And Austin, particularly this morning, I want to speak to everybody there across the country. The CDC, one way or the other, some cases of the Palestine will talk to them because the kind of pressure politics has, many of them understand it. But I can assure you, individual carrying case of court were more evident in our case. So the CDC, when people say we got information, look, remember, United Party, they were never thinking that we were going to election to win election in the country. They want to cause chaos in this country, so the CDC
Thank you very much. Let's close with Mamesi Kaba on this line, then we go back to our.
Good morning, Austin, and good morning to our colleagues in studio. I want to say thank you to them for the deliberation. They spoke very well. I would like to add my voice to their voices by calling on our partisans to continue what we've started. This is not a program for the leadership of the CDC. It's a program for the ordinary masses, those that are disenchanted, those that have been disenchanted, those that are calling. It is that program. This program is intended to celebrate their effort and commitment to this party. So I just want to encourage all of us. It is okay to be disappointed, but we have to retrospect. Let me break that down. We have to look behind us and know what brought us this far. The calamity that we are experiencing now, it was based on anger. We have inflicted an inept leader on Liberia based on anger because we were angry in the past. At this point, it is a critical juncture that we have to control our anger and hold together. To be saying you're not going to your party headquarters, it does not change you from being a sedition. When CDC is harmed, it harms all of us as sedition. You can't change that. CDC is like our birth. Wherever we go, we are noted to be seditions, and we be discriminated, marginalized, and bullied because we are seditions. So whatever anger you have, it is important you go to your party headquarters, express it to your leader, and to say, I'm going to stay away. Another thing is, CDC is the most peaceful political institution in Liberia. However, it has been perceived by those people, the other people, that we are a violent party. 6 months have gone rather, and now what we are doing as a people, we are using a diplomatic means. No serious-minded institution will start with a radical means. We are an institution. Our partisans have the right and responsibility to express themselves, to protest, but the CDC cannot just come and undertake protestation without laying the basis. At this point, we are engaging. We have to talk to people. We have to go to the international community. We have to raise the things they're doing to you before we can take any radical action.
Thank you very much. Before we can take any radical action, we have to go. So our two brothers here will part with us just after a step of this song.
I will be coming to you shortly to ask you to renew for a second time the mandate that you gave me 6 years ago.
We said we want rules. We were checking rules. We want the hospitals. We were checking hospitals.
So who's going to take the lead? We are about to leave all of you to return on next week, but the Friday crew will be here tomorrow. But before we leave, Bagu Bear wants to talk to y'all. So what does he want to say again? Abu Baka is here. Guys on Abla TV is here. The two guys will wrap up on this note. And then you hear when Bagu Bear wants to talk to y'all, where he will want to talk to y'all, why he will want to talk to y'all, and all of that. So folks, it's on Friday, it's on Saturday, it's on Sunday. For all of you seditians, and they say seditious, I'm getting used to everything now. So turn out on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday to climax your meditation month. Abu Bakar, that's it. So how do you all leave us? Let's start with guys on and then we'll close.
So Abu will close up. So we understand the frustration of our people due to the ineptitude of the workers-led government. We understand their urge to stand up They urged to rally, to demonstrate and call the government to order. But we ask them to remain kind. As an institution, we are working, we are engaging Le Mans Mercy, and the rest of the other callers said, we will get there. Let them relax. They have a leadership in the CDC led by President George Manawia. The president is very cognizant of the fact of the ineptitude and misgovernance led by Boyka. We will put the government feet to the fire at the appropriate time. They have to believe in the leadership of the CDC. All we are doing now is to mobilize our bases. Let them come out on Friday, come out on Saturday, come out on Sunday for us to climax our Mediterranean month celebration. On Friday is the Blue Jamboree, the dance competition. On Saturday is the semi-final. And then on Sunday is the grand final. CDC come out in your numbers and grace the occasion to bring an end to your Mediterranean month celebration. Thereafter, the President George Manawia, will be returning for his break in the U.S. and citizens will be instructed on a particular day to come out in their numbers to receive President Weah at the Rabat International Airport. Somebody was saying about the usage of VIP launch. We have not gotten there yet, but we'll go there. All we can say is that citizens will come out in their number on a particular day to be announced to receive President Weah for a vacation in the U.S. That's all we can say. So we want to say thanks to the Freedom FM family. Thanks to Austin Kawai and Abu Sheri Yaku for hosting us to inform our people on the activities of the CDC and the position of the CDC moving forward. Thank you very much.
Abu Bakar.
Well, thank you very much, Austin, and thank you to our callers, to my sister Hawa, and any of you who share similar view that we are being quiet, and that is to tell you that how we are very peaceful in the CDC. We are not anxious for power, but rather we are concerned too about the peace of the country. Remember when we start to have a turbulence in the country, Joseph Barker and family now, all of them get diplomatic passport. You see in a different country. So we try to take it as easy as we can. And this is why you see in the Jamboree, you see in the program, the various things that are taking place at the party's headquarters as a way of rallying all of you to make you to understand that the party is aware of all of those things that are happening. So those of you who have been working in government and you have been targeted, you have been displaced or reassigned to far off places that are hard to reach. Somebody immediately dismissed or suspended for time indefinitely only because you are sedition. We call upon you to not sit there. All of us, the economy is not working for all of us. You are aware of that. So this is the same thing that some of us seditions we did. We're angry with something that was happening in the CDC-led government. You went and voted for your own monster, Darius Dillon, the main senator of Monserrado County. Some of you are starting again. You are saying that, you are angry. The party did, the party is weak. Can the CDC be weak? The CDC is never weak, even though, yes, we're defeated, but under 17,000 votes. That's just a margin of error. Anybody could have won. If we are to go to Nima County, would have done a lot of things over there. You would have seen what would have happened. We would have still had a CDC government, but you have Jeremiah Kune and other people there doing all kinds of stuff in Nima County. But that is beyond us now. All of us, we have to come together now. Forget about what is happening. If you are angry, you stay away from your party, you will not be making United Party stronger. So that is why we are calling upon you. Come on Friday, come on Saturday, and then Sunday. If you only have one day to come, do not miss Sunday because it's going to be very grand. On that Sunday, we are going to tell you when exactly the time, the flight, every information that you need to know about the return of President George Manawia from, I say President George Manawia because once the president, always the president, and he's going to continue to be president after the 2029 election. And that is something that all of us, we are aware. Even Joseph Numa Baka is aware. The Unity Party poll, they are aware. That is why they are stealing. They are stealing on a very high scale. So if you sit there and you get there, you say, you there Abubakar, you there guys about David, you there the leadership is easy. So you just sit there, you're not doing nothing. Well, you only know that you're only empowering them. You sitting and feeling disappointed. That's what they want. They want to disappoint you more and more. That is why they are leading this country in this way. Say that you are not disappointed by coming to the CDC party headquarters. Follow us as your leader. Believe in our wisdom. You will never suffer. Thank you ever so much. See you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the CDC headquarters. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abu Bagaba. Thank you very much, guys. Abla Davis. Thank you very much to all of you, the organizers of this year's Meditate Month of the CDC. Thanks to all of you for listening. Those of you who were watching us live on our Facebook feed, we say thanks to all of you, the callers as well, and other party officials who call in to make interventions. We will be at the CDC headquarters Friday, Saturday, and Sunday ourselves. So let's interact and let's continue to engage the government constructively, but in a more robust tone, man. Until we see next week, my name is Austin Kawa. Abu Sharif was here, and we both shall be back here on Monday to continue the engagement. Bye bye.